Salvador Roberto Torres, known as Queso, is a Chicano artist, muralist, musician, and visionary, a beloved veterano of the Chicano art movement. He was one of the creators of Chicano Park and led the movement to create its freeway pillar murals. He envisioned the master plan for Chicano Park and surrounding lands. He was also a founder of the Centro Cultural de la Raza in San Diego, California. After several months trying to meet and interview him, I had the privilege to see the 86-year-old eccentric genius at his live-in art studio on the edge of Chicano Park. He was waiting for me, or not, playing his Casio keyboard. This is my unforgettable afternoon with Queso as he throws down his unique wisdom and knowledge. I mean, this is very rare that a city would give over land to a community.
They didn't give it. We took it.
You took it. I know you took it, but how? But it's very rare that happens. You know, anywhere in the United States. How did that happen? How did the force of the people? I mean, you guys took it over. I understand, but it was never relinquished. But how did it happen? Because that doesn't happen every day. You know. People aren't taking over parks every day in the cities. You know, this is a real unique, powerful history. What do you think was it?
Well,
like you said, they're scared of us.
Let's look at it like this.
You said they're scared of us.
Let's look at it historically. It's been more than 80 years de haberse iniciado. This is an initiation. El movimiento, check this out, el movimiento social. There's a social movement de la revolución mexicana. Well, we have a social movement in the Chicano movement.
Right.
How Chicano Park and the community can survive is through understanding this. This is one of the principles of the revolution. Libre de pensamiento y creencias. Never before in any revolution have you ever heard of free thinking and religious beliefs that you can have. These are the keys to the reason why the revolution was important in Mexico that became successful. It became successful, but it gradually it became corrupt. Growth. So the idea about this. Desde un principio vivo del Congreso, sí, they formed a Congress.
Yes.
And they had a constitution.
Right.
But the spirit of freedom
Manifested in ideas.
Yeah. See, the ideas and the beliefs.
Religious
and also part.
Fundamental of the modern life.
Right. And here we are here. Let's compare this with what we're doing right now.
That's beautiful. So you see a direct connection with this revolution to our revolution.
Well, of course, it's the principles are ideal. I mean, how can we not work with what's already been sacrificed for us, who are the ones that are this society? And so that's when Culture Clash really appealed to that society. Because it was culture clash.
Yeah.
And so we have a society that we can appeal to and that we can demonstrate, and they can in turn reciprocate through their own convictions.
Mexicano para los mexicanos. México para los mexicanos.
Yeah.
Nationalism,
Yeah, nationalism was there, of course it was, you know, all of it was there. Communism, nationalism, Nazism, in Mexico there's a lot of Nazis.
Yeah, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
It was a movement in the 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So basically, here you see masses of people, and look at the issue. What's going on right now in Russia?
Right.
Same shit.
Same shit, petróleo.
You know, so we're not going to get involved in that. We can't get involved with that, man. We have to just look at it and stay away from it, man. And go, what are the alternative energies?
Was his name Ralphie?
Yeah, Ralph Acosta.
Ralph Acosta tried to get up the.
Yeah, he's the
He
one.
hung the first
He's the one that
flag of us.
yeah, and the flag has Josie Talamantes has the flag.
Oh yeah.
Did you see it?
Is it our house?
I don't know.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna hang. It's gonna hang in the museum. I'm sure.
Well, when you see it, see.
It's hand painted, huh? Hand painted.
Yeah. Well, when you see it, basically, it was green, white, and red. But the red has turned into a beautiful orange, golden orange.
Mm-hmm.
So it's transformed itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer red, white, and
green.
And green. It's white, green, and golden orange. It's beautiful. And in the beginning we were thinking, well, we gotta restore, no, just leave it alone. You know, let it be. To get together, hacer patria. That's what Islam is. That's what we're doing. Andamos haciendo
Making our nation.
patria.
Making our nation, yeah.
Yeah, but it has to be done in such a manner that is highly skilled, so that we don't lose nobody. We don't lose one person. That is an art form. How do you do that? So far, the internal battles have been amongst the youngsters, which we stopped at one time. We stopped it. We did it with posters, and we did it with flyers, and we did it just by talking about it. And we brought here in San Diego, we brought the gangs together where they weren't going to be doing that. See, and they weren't. So then we organized into something bigger than that in the 1950s. It was the VFW that came back from the war. They really got involved with our community. They did. I'll give you an example. They rented the Cornet Theater. We had 3 theaters here at one time. They rented the Cornet Theater, and they showed.
What were the name of the 3 theaters?
Okay.
Cornet.
The Cornet was one.
Yeah.
The Metro was the Spanish-speaking theater.
Okay.
And the Victory was basically the black theater on Imperial. Energy and the police surrounded me, and they confiscated my mirrors.
Right, you were doing. Yeah, I remember you were doing that mirror thing. Yeah,
I still am. I got a new one now. Let me show it to you. We don't have that much time.
No, that's all right.
I really want to give you.
Yeah, tell me about the tuna canneries. Did a lot of us work there?
Oh yeah.
That's they came up, huh?
You could compare Cannery Row by the writer, what's his name?
Yeah, Steinbeck.
Steinbeck.
Mm-hmm.
We had our Cannery Row here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, almost the same sort of mentality.
Yeah.
And drama and exit. Now, along with the cannery comes the longshoremen.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful, two very powerful entities.
Yes.
Here.
Were the cannery workers unionized?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen in everything.
Yeah. And the longshoremen were unionized. They were the most radical. They were the most radical of the bunch.
Well, there was, once in a while, there would be a dance. And the raza loves dance.
Mm-hmm.
But the chingazos at the dance, at the Union Hall, pretty soon the Union Hall was named Buckets of Blood. That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Chingazos every night.
Buckets of blood, baby. Se agarraban del moco, man. And so the period where we experienced violence in the community, to this very day, we're still experiencing it. Pero there was a time when we were able to organize our youth ourselves, thanks to the VFW and people that were in it. Like Al Johnson was one of them. The rest of them, they backed up our movidas in the city, and that's, you don't hear of that. You know, that's really something. Los Chicanos was organized as a club.
Was it like a jacket club or? Yeah, you were telling me about the jacket clubs yesterday.
Yeah. And they play a very, very key role in the organizing of the society of revolutionary thinking.
Really?
Because we started having dances.
Organized, because you were organized, right?
We organized ourselves. We bought our own jackets. We went on picnics with our own money.
You guys were organized, yeah.
We made our money out of the dance. And so we were independent. We became independent.
Yes.
And we started challenging the biggest dance hall here in San Diego, the Palladium. We challenged them to rent it and have a gallos dance. And we went to see the permit, and they refused us.
Really?
They said, you guys stay over on the other side of the tracks.
Right.
I came back and told Pelon, and the VFW went over there, and it went like this. We're sponsoring them. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they were our chaperones.
Right,
for the dance.
Yeah.
It was a big dance, man. Big dance. And there was blues.
Bands.
Yeah, blues. And shoot, it was nice. Because the Palladium was where all of the blues singers, Little Richard, there's the Fats Domino.
Yeah, all those guys. Wow.
All those guys.
Yeah.
They showed up.
Nice.
And we used to go there and dance, you know.
You had a dance contest?
Yeah.
Who were the Tortillas? You were talking to me about the Tortillas. Was that a jacket club called the Tortillas, or those the
That
Chicanos?
was Tortillas Army.
Oh, Tortillas Army.
Yeah. So we won the trophy. I won a trophy dancing.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. But Tortillas Army was in the 40s.
Oh, well, that was in the 40s.
Into the 50s, but it was the 40s.
Tortillas Army was all Chicanos or what?
All Chicanos.
Yeah. Veterans or okay?
No, they were young guys. They were young guys that were ready.
Yeah, you told me about a war they had between using
the BB guns.
BB guns against the guys who had wooden rifles.
See this?
Yeah.
That's a BB gun scar, you know, that they shot my tooth.
Right.
Back then. But if you had a BB gun, you know, you had a BB gun. But then they started making their own zip guns.
Right, out of wood and...
Yeah, they took a barrel and they cut it up and they made...
that wasn't the Tortilla gang. That was the other gang. What was the name of the other gang?
No, there was several of them. You know, I didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
There was several of them. te pasa? Hello?
You were telling me about the Tortillas Army and the gangs of the 40s.
Yeah. Well, see, into the 50s, we organized it and we stopped fighting. We stopped all the fighting because there were vicious fights between Old Town and Logan, National City. They call them the Mutes.
Mm-hmm.
National City. All I could say about the good part about my life, which was both, I had the fire and the fine,
Mm-hmm.
was I really am thankful that I grew up here and that
You grew
I
up
had the opportunity to organize our community to a level where they occupied land that
Yeah.
signifies
That's heavy.
Aslan.
That's heavy. That's historical.
That's very important.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. See, you don't talk about it because that's a conspiracy, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, but it's important to understand what we did. And if you understand it, then we can work with it in such a manner that we'll continue to organize peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
We'll continue to evolve peacefully, and at the same time maintain our health and our well-being.
Yes.
Through our educational process of who we are. So we opened up the schools for our thinking process to be more advanced, and we started changing the whole education system. The unique thing about all this is that there's a learning process here that how to capture without bloodshed.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying outside. Yeah.
How the genius to be able to make it work so there's not one
Death, yeah.
death
Right.
on that.
Right.
But it happens in a way that it just,
It's a peaceful war.
it's not even a war.
No, right? Mm-hmm.
It can be,
Mm-hmm.
but
The struggle.
it's not even a struggle anymore.
Hmm.
There's a new word you should adapt to yourself. Striving,
Mm-hmm.
not struggle. Striving.
Mm-hmm.
Struggle is you're struggling.
Yeah.
Striving, man.
You
You're striving to say.
I love it.
This comes from wisdom of the seniors here.
Mm.
This is one of them. This is his inheritance to me. This is Don Riquito. Every community has a wise man. This is Barrio Logan's wise man.
Wow.
He was, I'll pick any card. You pick one card, anyone, just one. Okay, now read it. No, the title. Read
Oh.
the title.
Henry Johnson.
Yeah, but start at the top.
Oh, okay. I amology and Printers Ink help many thanks.
Many things.
Many think, yeah, Pro 9.9.
See, Proverbs what?
Proverbs 9:9. Yeah.
When you go to Proverbs 9:9.
Know thyself, who and what are you?
Okay.
I am Henry Johnson, Scottish Spanish Texan, right? Senor.
Senior.
RT is what? A RT printer?
Uh-huh.
Senior.
Retired printer.
Oh, okay. Retired printer. I amology, founder and consultant. The light shineth. JNO is what part of the Bible is that?
That's James, I think.
Okay. 1.8. The way.
See, it lights the way.
Yeah, the prophecy.
And
14
what is the light? Wisdom.
Wisdom, yeah. That's awesome. What is this back here?
You got to read it.
Iamology, mental light, reveals.
See?
Yeah.
Mental light.
Yeah.
Who do you know is talking like that?
Nobody. No.
Mental light.
Yeah.
And here's Don Riquito
Yeah.
turning me on to mental light.
Yeah.
And I read it some more.
Reveals wisdom. Dualism. Dualism, yeah.
Yeah,
Meditate.
the duality of things.
Realize your birth gifts and use them.
Ándale.
Put away childness
Órale.
with decency.
Híjole.
Who is God? What is love? Life, death. Light your torch, understand your way, and let others be revealed. Revelations 22:1.
Híjole.
Luz mental. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Don Riquito, huh? This
Yeah,
guy was heavy.
In Spanish and English.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is who I was
Spanish
communing
and
with.
yeah, Spanish and English.
And this is who was on our planning
Oh, really?
group of committee. We consult with them and they say, mira esto, mira lo otro, think about this, think about that. The wisest, the most wisest, including Laura Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Her name was Beth Kofeld.
Okay.
And she wrote the most comprehensive history on Chicano Park in the San Diego Magazine, and you got to get that. You have to look at it.
Yeah, I'll look at it now. I got her name.
Beth Kofeld.
Okay.
So she comes to the meeting. She came to San Diego to rehabilitate. She was in a car accident, and her parents lived in Lemon Grove or someplace like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had property, so she came to rehab with them and felt better. Went to the museum.
She heard about you.
At that time, it was the director was Henry Gardner of the Gardner family of Boston. They're very, very powerful family. They're all into the museums and fine art and everything. I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
she goes over there and sees it. Hey, what's happening here in San Diego? She says, well, there's a lot of rumblings in the barrio. She said, barrio? What's that? Because I remember she was telling me. Well, they're having it, here and there. And all that shit. And we used to have a meeting every week, like I told you. She goes in there and she gets thrown out. So she's outside, sitting on the sidewalk, all agitada, and Don Riquito comes and he says, hi, honey. How are you? Well, I'm down in the rabbit hole. She said that because she was telling me. So he said, oh, what's the matter? Well, I came to the meeting and they put me out. Come on. So he took her in. She comes into the meeting and she starts finding out. And she looks at Victor, she looks at Mario, she looks at Abran, she looks at everybody. And then one day she says, you're the artist. And I go, what? This is your idea. And I said, oh. Because I never thought about it like that. I swear to God, I didn't. Never thought about it like that. I only was doing what I thought was important to do.
Right.
She writes Chicano Art, Chicano Park, 87, San Diego Magazine.
I'll look for it. I'm sure it's online.
Beth Kofeld.
Okay.
Chicano Park. She explains it very well about what the plan that we had way back then.
Right.
And now the plan is happening little by little by little. It's shaping out. Like we have now the museum. The keys, a big bunch of keys on the counter. Obviously, there were keys to the building. And there was a half rolled up map that long
Mm-hmm.
of the whole building, of the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up the keys and I give them to David Rico. Said, here. They had to go through every key, but they had the keys to the building. And I took the paper, rolled it up, opened it up, and began all the planning for the marchas, and I knew where everything was at.
Mm-hmm.
Get this straight, we can't go there, we're gonna watch this. And from that, I did other floor, like plans, how we were gonna go all the way to the bay, until we finally got there.
Mm.
So this period was very dramatic in many ways. Jose Gomez played a strong role. Josie Talamantes did too. After Guillermo Aranda also played a very important role.
Mm-hmm.
And Guillermo Rosette followed him. And the danzantes were there organized. They finally organized from the centro to dance. They learned, and Asleca was leading them by dancing the fire dance with his feet in the fire.
Damn.
He was.
Mm-hmm.
He was sticking his feet in the fire and dancing. We never seen that shit before, you know. And then they started going to the sweat, you know, the what do they call that? Where they hang them?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, the
Sundance?
Sundance, yeah.
They started going to that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They went 9 times to the Sundance. Now, how more can you really get to sacrifice your body through pain and suffering to maintain your equilibrium on what is taking place in the world that you're in?
Yeah.
Another level.
Yeah. That's another level.
But coming back from that, you know, he went several times. One time he went, they put the peg on his back.
Yeah.
Like that.
And they hung him?
With straps. No, and they connected him to some horses.
Yikes.
And then they went, wow! They hit the fucking horses and they just took off and just yanked everything off.
Damn.
This is the level that we're thinking, okay? This is the level where the danzantes are thinking in terms of how gracious, how much suffering, how much commitment are you willing to make for this movement? I had to show you this because
that's great.
We were not without guidance.
Yeah, that was good. That guy was deep.
Very, very. And
deep.
every card is different.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them.
So, yeah.
So it was a fountain of wisdom here. And
mental light.
Yeah, mental light. He called it
I'm gonna
mental
keep that.
light.
Striving.
Yeah.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, they are. Because you're no longer struggling. We're striving. You know, there's a difference.
Hey, tell me did you grow up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you tell me a little snapshot of like of your youth, like La Tortillerias? Where would you go? Like some of just a snapshot of the old barrio.
Well, there were the Campos Market was one. The Colmeneros Market was another. And then the Mike Amador Market. These are the markets where people bought their food.
Right.
Bakeries also were there. And the tortillerias were like Don Antonio's Provenir, which is across the street over here on National.
Yeah, that's still there.
And so the cannery plays a very, very key role in organizing the people to work in the field of fishing. and processing the tuna for cans.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people bought their houses like that, no?
Yes, that was part of, it was just like Cannery Row, man. It was really. We had 3 or 4 or 5 canneries here.
Yeah.
And here in the community, we did have 2.
Right there on the bay?
Yeah, 2 canneries.
Mm-hmm. Where were the other ones? Somewhere else?
They were...
Point Loma? Point Loma?
Yeah, Point Loma, and also where the
Shelter Island?
Yeah, this way more.
Yeah, okay.
Where the Civic Center is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The cannery's there.
Wow.
But the Japanese taught the people here how to fish with poles.
Mm-hmm.
And so they started fishing with poles, and they would capture, maybe sometimes there were 3 poles, big tuna, big monster tuna.
All local, huh?
Yeah.
Local tuna.
Then from there they went to nets.
And
when they went to nets, they really started capturing every fucking thing that swam.
Yeah, so that wasn't good for the environment.
Giant sunfish.
Yeah.
And other fishes, and they just were, fuck it, they didn't care.
Wow. So they just devastated the environment.
And then the porpoise got caught up in there, and they were dying. Big families of them were being wiped out.
Yeah.
So I made a homage to them, the porpoise. And I painted them in the mural.
Yeah, I saw that.
And also I have them as bronze statues on the pillars. Quite frankly, we were the muscle of San Diego, of Southern California. Our community was the muscle. Labor.
Yeah. And if you didn't work at the cannery, where else did you work?
There were other, there were aircraft industry.
Aircraft industry, yeah.
And also shipping.
Sure.
Shipping industry.
Making ships.
Building them and things of that nature. That's why they focused in on us as young men with shops. We had wood shop, we had metal shop, we had electricity shop, and print shop. We had these 4 shops at Memorial Junior High School.
Mm-hmm.
And we finished one and we learned the other, So when we came out, we were ready for working in the shops.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they trained us for it.
Right.
So we did it.
So it was all self-contained. You didn't have to go into San Diego. It was all right here.
Well, yeah, we did have to go to San Diego. Like the big aircraft industry was
out there. Yeah.
And Chula Vista.
Where did you work? You were an instructor?
I worked at Convair.
Oh, Convair, yeah.
Yeah, I was there in the mock-up department, which was an experimental department.
Mm-hmm.
And they were experimenting on the F-106, which was, the F-102 was already in Korea. It was the fastest jet then. Now, man, there's planes that are going tremendously fast.
Yeah.
And so we're in the UFO period too. Before you're crazy. Flying saucers, green men, What? A Bigfoot? What the hell is that? Now we got the Bigfoot. So the Bigfoot plus the UFOs are something completely new to the thinking of this society.
Mm-hmm.
La pata grande, man. Shit, man. Watch out.
Mm-hmm.
La peludo de hediondo.
Mm-hmm.
This is the centro. And this is the earth right here.
Centro Cultural or?
Yeah, this is the Centro Cultural.
Okay.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 stories high.
Okay.
And then there's a basement down
Uh-huh.
which makes it 5 stories together with a tunnel going out to the World Beat Center.
Yes. Right.
And the idea is to develop a radio and television studio as a basement where you don't hear the airplanes and the noise and all that stuff.
Right.
And so we go from here to the World Beat, and they have a radio and television station.
Oh, nice. So there's an underground tunnel, huh?
Yeah, the
Nice.
underground tunnel is right here like this.
Yeah.
And then they also have
Four.
four structures
Yeah.
as here. So altogether it's 5 structures. And then there's a skywalk on top that connects it.
Nice.
See?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So that
That'd be an awesome.
what you see basically is this.
From the
All
bird's eye view?
around, yes, all around the centro are indigenous plants.
Yes.
And we have the walkway going either this way or we can go this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a walkway. And then there's a plaza underneath it, and there's indigenous plants all around it.
Nice.
But we have to work the land. If you don't work the land, forget it. There's no aslan.
I wonder if I could ever love. For I'm a descendant of a strong bloodline that none of you even knew. I'm a Chicana, a warrior of a gangster's love. We keep this love so close to us because of that stamp thing.
That's good.
Okay, I'm gonna start over.
Okay.
Stepping.
What was exactly Red Steps?
Red Steps was my father and his buddies, the people in the neighborhood. Kids in the neighborhood. They were knuckleheads.
Mm-hmm.
They would meet up every day at the Red Steps right here
Why did they call it Red Steps?
because the steps were red.
We're red, and that's where they met?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's where they met. They all met right there. They didn't know nothing. They didn't know how to do nothing. But they know how to Red Steps. where the Red Steps were, that's
Yeah.
where you met to go play
Yeah.
basketball.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, little Chicanos.
Yeah. Your dad was part of that?
Yeah, he was part of that movement.
Right.
Brown pride all the way.
So you were raised here?
Huh?
You were raised here in Barrio Logan? Logan Heights?
I was born.
Born.
I was hatched here.
Yeah. Then you went
Hatched.
somewhere else?
No. I was born and raised here, right? My dad fought for this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. I don't want to get into that though.
Right.
That's his story, not mine.
Yeah.
But he came to this land in pursuit of a dream. And I said, I want to be a dreamer like you, Dad. And he said, no, my dream came true when I had you, babe. G. Oh, G, come on. Art, come on. Art, come on.
We got a hit.
Por esa apertura que este día me dieron. Que el Creador los bendiga a todos hoy y siempre. Gracias.
Wow.